Hi everyone, Jessica here from Paper Ink Stamp and welcome back to my channel. So today's video we're going to be looking at Die Cutting Essentials issue 84, and the free gift this month, this is called Warm and Cozy Winter Tags, and these have been designed by Simply Made Crafts by Helen Griffin. So in here we've got 8 dies and 12 stamps. So we've got, so these are sort of being able to use as tags, but of course you can just use these as regular toppers on your cards like I'm going to be on my card today. So we've got the jumper, the mitten, and we have sort of a mug here, which, you know, if you've got people who like hot chocolate or coffee, whatever, you know, you can tailor that. And again, these can just be used not specifically for Christmas. This can just be, you know, winter themed. If you've got winter themed birthdays, you know, whatever you've got going on, this is going to be perfect. So we've got a little Christmas tree here, which you could pop on your jumper, a snowflake, you've got a little gingerbread man, we've got a love heart, and we've got just some extra little building pieces here that you can add to your Christmas jumper. Then we do have our 12 stamps here. So this Christmas jumper will actually fit perfectly onto this jumper tag here, which is what I'm going to do in today's video. And again, then we've just got a couple of other elements. We've got some individual stamps here to create some decoration on your Christmas jumper if that's what you want to do, or you could just use it in the background of your card. We have a couple sentiments, warm winter wishes and warm and cozy greetings, and then we've got just a few other little elements and a bobble hat there. You do also have 8 papers and 25 sentiments that you can download. I have downloaded one of their sentiment sheets and 2 of the papers, which I will show you, but those can be found on the Craft World website. So that's the free gift. Let's take a quick look in the magazine at some of the inspiration. So some of the samples, this is by Helen herself. So she's done winter warmers, so we've got different gifts and kind of more 3D makes here. We've got a hot chocolate glass gift set there using the downloadable sentiments. We've got a loaf tin. So this is using some of the papers that you can download, and again, those sentiments as well. We've got a birthday box with those papers. There we have the stamp and that die as well, with like that extra little snowflake on there. We've got a mistletoe kisses treat box down here, again with the papers. We've got the mitten there, the love hearts. So, you know, you can make lots of different kinds of things with the papers and with this stamp and die set. We've got a greetings box there again. So we've got the little hat that's been fussy cut. Looks like a little bit of heat embossing maybe on there. We have got a gift bag, again using the papers, a little bit of ribbon, and again this wreath here is one of those downloadable elements from the website. And then for these, so this is using the elements on the cards. This is by Nikki. So again, we've got, you know, some really bright, I love the colour combinations. We've got kind of the blues, the pinks, the purples, and a little bit of kind of teal aqua kind of in there as well. We've got shaped cards. We've got using the jumpers and using the mittens as well. And then just using some of those smaller elements just to create a background there, which I really love that. It's a good use of all of the kind of elements. It just shows how you can use them. We've got more of a slimline card here, so again using some of those patterned papers, a little bit of twine on there as well, which is really great. And what you do have on the dies themselves, you do have little holes in here, so you can thread some ribbon through it or some twine and actually use it as a functioning tag, which is great. We've then got a simple make here with some instructions and some pictures for this card here. So again, just a little bit of ink blending and then stamping. Now, I'm actually going to be die cutting my jumpers from some coloured cardstock and stamping that over the top. But this one here is doing it with white embossing powder. So you've got loads of different options of how you can create your jumpers. So let's skip ahead to see what we have in next month's issue. This comes on sale the 30th of December. So this is Build a Flower die set. So this in here we have got 57 items. We've got dies, we've got flower foam, and we've got stamens as well. So we get the actual die itself, and then yeah, you get that sort of soft foam that you can use to create really realistic flowers, and you have those stamens as well. So we've got 4 different colours in there, and we have 50 of the centres. Just looking over here, so this is some of the inspiration that they've got going on for the next magazine. I'm really excited because these 2 cards here are mine. This is using one of the Alter New stencils and die sets, and I really had a lot lot of fun using these products. I'm really excited to see those ones, and I have got a video creating these cards which will go up when the issue is out on sale, and then we can use the products again just to create another card for my channel here. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that's the inspiration in the magazine itself. So now let's go ahead and actually use our warm and cozy winter tags. So I've just taken the jumper die and my stamp set because these are the main elements that I'm going to use, and I just wanted to show you these papers that I downloaded. So I've got 2 of the patterns here, so I'm going to be using this one as a background. I was going to die cut my jumper from this, but the pattern was a little bit big for what I wanted, so I am just going to cut this from some coloured cardstock, and then like I said, we're going to stamp our jumper image. But some really beautiful papers in here. I really like this one. Like I said, that's going to be our background, and I'm sure I can find another project to use this particular background with. And then I did print one of the sentiments as well, so we're going to be using this one here, Let's Stay Home and Snuggle. So I wanted to create a different kind of card today. I already had this card base made. This is just a really simple circle card base. These ones I make for my commissions just to have like a different shape card for those, and I didn't end up using it, so it was on my desk. I thought I'd use it today, but so I like to create these circle bases myself, and they're super easy to create. So all I use is, this is the Hefty Doodles stitched circle dies, and you get this really lovely stitched detailing on there. That's why I like to use it. And I simply just take the biggest circle, I die cut 2 of those, usually from a thicker cardstock, a 300 GSM card, and I just go 1 inch from one side, and I will just do a score line, and then I just pop some glue on it, so when you open it, it will just open like that. You can of course just use your die on a regular pre-made card, but what you don't get is that perfect circle, because you need that hinge. It will create a line. You can cover it up, but I like to have that full circle, so I find it easier creating my card bases like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is just die cut one of my layers. So I'm going to take the next circle size down. And as I said, I'm going to die cut this from this patterned paper here. So I'm just going to kind of work out which part of the paper I want to die cut. I'm just going to hold this down with a little bit of washi tape. So there we have our next layer there. So now I'm going to skip a size and I'm going to go the next size down again, because I really want you to be able to see that patterned paper. And I'm going to just die cut this circle from a piece of white cardstock to begin with. So here I'm just using the smooth card, and this is in the bright white from Craft Perfect. And I'm going to do the same again and just die cut this piece. White circle just there. And to add a little bit of detail, I'm going to use, this is the Pink Fresh Studio Stitches die. So this is just a panel. So this has got lots of different sort of sewing machine stitches, and I thought this might look quite nice with our jumper. So all I'm going to do is just sort of put this kind of roughly in the center there. So I have, like you've seen, I've die cut this first, and then I'm going to run it through with this plate. So this plate is going to emboss that detail onto our circle here. So I'm really carefully just going to pull that off, and there we have all of that really beautiful pierced detail. Hopefully the camera can pick that up there, but this is going to go really lovely with our Christmas jumpers, and it's just going to add a little bit of fun interest to our background. Okay, so there we have just that really fun little element in the middle there. So I'm gonna pop that to one side, and then we can get started actually die cutting our jumpers. So I've got 2 colours of cardstock here. I've got Chilli Red and Fern Green. So we're going really Christmas to help sort of fit in with that paper. And I'm gonna die cut 2 of these jumpers from these 2 colours. So here we have our 2 jumpers, and you can see there you've just got the holes where you can pop your string through or ribbon, whatever it is, to turn them into tags. But now I want to actually stamp our stamped image onto this. So because this is the weaved cardstock from Craft Perfect, I've just die cut this on the smooth side just to help. And I'm going to pop this into my Misty. So I've just lined that up. Hopefully this is going to be perfect, but I've just popped that right up into the corner there, and we're going to get our stamp inked up. I'm using the VersaFine Onyx Black ink here. So let's get that stamped down. So you've got all these really lovely patterns, so you can do ink blending, you can do colouring with alcohol markers, whatever it is that you want, you can use with this stamp. And there you have that cutout jumper. So you could do it the other way around. I think it's going to be easier to die cut first and then stamp on top, because obviously you can't kind of see through your jumper to be able to line it up with anything. So definitely die cut then stamp, but I really love how that's looking. I just think that looks so, so festive. So let's do our other one. So again, I'm just going to push that right up into the corner. I'm going to ink up my stamp. And again, we're going to stamp that. And there's no need, I haven't found, to stamp that again. That's stamped beautifully the first time. So there we have our jumpers. The one thing I am going to do is just trim off this little tag hole. I'm not turning it into a tag, so I really don't need it there. But this is really easily just gonna trim off and you won't know that was ever there. So there we have our Christmas jumpers. So the last thing just to die cut before we pop our card together is going to be our sentiments. So again, these are the sentiments. So as I said, I'm gonna have this Let's Stay Home and Snuggle. And I've got these Spellbinders Nestabilities. This is the Labels 17. And I'm gonna take, I think this size probably should fit. So I'm gonna line that up as best I can, and again then I'm just going to trim this out of this piece and I'm going to run it through my die cutting machine. So there we have our sentiment. So it is a little snug on there, but I don't want it to be kind of too big, and then we can kind of have that, the jumpers near the top, and maybe we can have that sentiment sort of just there. So I want my sentiment just to stand out a little bit more from this. I could take the neck size up on the labels, but it is going to be much, much bigger. I really don't want that. The other thing I could do is just add it onto a piece of maybe mirror card, something like that, and create a matte and layer for it. But the chances of me being able to kind of get that design kind of perfect. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of blue around the outside, just to kind of fit in with the blue that we've got on our background there. So I'm just going to take a scrap piece of card here. So I've got these Altenew inks, little ink cubes here. So I think I might just start off with a little bit of iceberg, and we can see how well this just kind of lifts that background just a little bit. So I just want it to kind of go around the outside. I'm not looking to change this into kind of a coloured card, but I'm just gonna blend around those edges. They're just, and this is going to help it stand out from our white circle. So there we go, now it is standing out lovely. So now we've got all of our elements, let's pop our card together. So I've just added some glue to the back of my background, so I want to make sure that I know where the top of my card is, so we can get that stuck down. Then I'm going to add just some dimension onto this piece here. Again then, so there's the top of our card up there, so I want to get this nice and straight. So I've just added some foam tape to the back of this, because we don't have sort of too much going on. We want to make it as interesting as possible, and dimension really is the easiest way to do that. So there we've got our kind of embossed panel there. Let's add some foam pads to the back of our jumpers. So let's make sure our card is nice and lined up again. And then we're going to have them sort of just overlapping, just like that. And then we have got our sentiment here. So let's grab a bigger foam square for this one. So I've popped a bigger foam square onto the back of there. So that was from that big Chloe roll that I've got. And we can add that just underneath there. And the last thing we're going to do is just add a little bit of embellishment. So I decided to go with a little bit of Midnight Blue, just to kind of tie in really with that background. So let's just do a few drops around the card there just like that. So that's my finished card for today's video. So this was using the Warm and Cozy Winter Tags Die and Stamp set, and this was from issue 84 of Die Cutting Essentials magazine. I will pop some links to the products that I've used in the description box down below, and you can find them over on my blog as well. So that's going to be it for today. Thanks very much for watching, and happy crafting.